Item number 4, discussion regarding COVID-19.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties and that the computer's not cooperating right now.
It's okay.
But I can proceed on without the presentation. So as of yesterday, the governor held a press conference in which, based upon the dramatic rise in cases throughout California, he moved a bunch of counties back into the purple tier, including Sutter County, and that becomes effective basically tonight. And so what that means is that the purple tier is the most restrictive, and so our businesses will have to comply with the restrictions within that. So again, that means no indoor church services, outdoor dining, and even with retail, that has to be scaled back to 25% of capacity. One of the things to note is that, Sierra's got it up, is that if you look at the case count specific to Yuba City, I'm bringing it up. Okay. Thank you very much, Brian. So here's now what California looks like in terms of all of the counties within the purple tier. Yuba County's numbers, if you look, 14.6 new cases per 100,000, and then 8.2% positivity rate. Sutter County is 21.8 new cases per 100,000 with a 10.9% positivity rate. And then I wanted to include this, if you look at the new cases, so new cases reported per day, even in the summer when they first did the shutdown, this was the number of new cases that we've had. And then this is where we're tracking for November. And today, I believe we're about 82 cases for Sutter County. And what's important about this is if you look at the number of active cases per day, you can see that it tends to build over time. If you look at the number of residents in the hospital, 11 currently in the hospital from Sutter County, 2 in the ICU, and you can again start to see those numbers peak up. And what's important about this is that the hospitalizations don't necessarily occur with when people are diagnosed with COVID. It tends to lag a little bit. So we would expect to see these numbers also start to increase as we have an increase in COVID cases. The source of infection, you can see a large number based upon contact with known cases. In the contact with known cases, people that you live with, friends and family in the community, coworkers, and then if you look down here, schools and daycare and from healthcare. And so Dr. Liu had a phone call yesterday in which she noted that a large majority of the increase in cases for both Sutter and Yuba County is related to those social gatherings, whether it was Halloween and people having parties or just going over to a friend's house for dinner. And the concern is with the upcoming holidays, with Thanksgiving and Christmas, the importance of trying to limit that interaction outside of what they call your bubble. And then another thing that's important is that yesterday, Dr. Liu and the county superintendent of schools sent a letter to the local superintendents of schools, so for instance, Yuba City School District, and that they have to pause where they're currently at in regards to their elementary in-person schooling. So what that means is that you had already started grades K through 2 back at in-person, but your plan was to move forward with bringing 3rd and 4th back, you have to pause that. You can't do that right now. And then for grades 7 through 12, for schools, there actually were some schools that were having in-person classrooms for 7 through 12. They have to go back to distance learning, and this must be accomplished no later than next Monday, November 23rd. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. In regard to city operations, really no change at this point in time to city operations, and any questions?
Pretty self-explanatory, Diana. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the information and the update.